All right, welcome to the Well, February 3rd, 2025. My goodness, buckle up for a powerful reading inside of a powerful collective experience time we're having. And let's first just get present to the space. Take a moment, close your eyes, go inside, find your breath, take a breath in, and let that breath go down through the diaphragm, the abdomen, down into the pelvic floor, relaxing into grounding and rooting into the earth. And open up to our reading that we're going to have for this month from Angela from Grounded Dreamers. What we focus on expands. So let's bring our focus to living intentionally and see what comes through the reading this morning.
Okay. This is going to be our focus for the month of February. And given the January that we all had, if we all felt all those volatile energies and lots of shifts and things happening, I was saying in the group that we should prepare ourselves. It's kind of just the beginning of that. It won't stay that way. It's sort of a clearing to set a new path forward, but it will take a while, probably through the summer. We'll feel a lot of these crazy energies, but we can make it through. And the first card I got is survival.
Mm.
And that is a look at that imagery too. I didn't mention it, but the lone person on the boat in the middle of
Right.
the in the middle of the water with all those sharks surrounding,
Yeah.
and the healing light and the guides from above are there
Yeah.
to hold you and help you heal. The energy of survival, the first thing you think of is kind of clawing and scrambling to make it, but this is a more internal focus. And
Mm-hmm.
as you can see with the following cards, this is more about strengthening from your core so that you will survive whatever is going to be thrown at you. And
Mm-hmm.
that next card I got is retreat. And
Mm-hmm.
this it's the spirit guardian of winter in this deck as well. So we're in the middle of winter and it is time
Mm-hmm.
to retreat, right? You could see
Mm-hmm.
the cabin as sort of your body. You're,
Mm-hmm.
you're inside that space. Your true self, your soul, resides inside that cabin. And
Mm-hmm.
then the snow globe around it is kind of your, immediate knowledge of the earth, of what's going on here. And there's like chaos and blizzards outside. And then
Mm-hmm.
beyond the snow globe is the universe. And that's where, from within that cabin, our internal self, our soul, our God spot, whatever we want to call that, can have an awareness of what's going on outside, but we don't have to put our energy there. We don't have to embark on anything that's going on anywhere except within us. And this is kind of the guidance. It's kind of being attentive only to what your own soul wants and needs. This is all energetically. This isn't like go lock yourself up in a closet and ignore
But that's
everything.
where the power lies.
Right. And that's where your vision, the visions you have during meditation, all of that, you
Mhm.
can really cultivate
Right.
more secluded energy, a space for your own soul to stay strong and almost impenetrable from
Yeah.
out.
And I love what you were just saying, though, too, about that. This isn't isolation, right? This is a distinction. This is chosen solitude and sacred space to deeply empower and connect and like really like harness your soul, your deepest power energy, right? That is not isolation. That is like, let me take a step back, bring my energy into groundedness, into alignment with, your higher being, self, God, whatever that is for you. From there, then you come out into, okay, now what am I going to do to face all of this that's happening in the world? Otherwise, we're living reactive in fight or flight. That's the survival.
And we
So
have
that's
that way. Yeah, there's no center that way, right? We're giving it all away by
right,
screaming and reaching.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the way to create that inner center, that inner grounding. And then from that, you can, well, you'll go through the reading, but.
You have the power short up there. Yeah, that, and like you were saying just now, the next card is self-interest,
Hmm.
putting your needs first. And like we had said in the group, it might be seen as selfish by others, but it is the best for, like, the airplane and the thing, and you put your own on before you do it on your kids, right? Take care of yourself so you have the power and the strength to hold others up if they need it, or to move along boldly down your own path without too many interruptions because you're putting your needs first. Self-attention, selfish is not a bad word if
Not at
it's
all.
self-attention that has to come first, right?
Capital S self, I think of it as.
Yes. Yes, capital S, which I love to use, that and soul, capital S for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's our power. That's where
That's
our power
right.
is. It lives inside that cabin,
Hmm.
right? And it's safe from outside sources, but it has windows, right? It can see, it knows what's going on, but it's safe from the direct effect.
From the elements, right? That it doesn't have any control over. We don't have control over the elements of the world, the storms. It's safe from the elements because it's created that sanctuary.
Yeah, exactly. And so after that self-interest card, I pulled totality. And this is like just an exclamation point. Put the nail on the hammer for the last swing, to make it secure. This is that complete focus on your inner being. And like we said, not to shut everybody else out or not, whatever. It's just like a constant humming in your soul that is always there. I'm first, I'm first. What are my choices? And that totality card is just staying in that zone. Don't take your attention off of your own needs long enough so that, like with these trapeze artists, they all go tumbling down if they're thinking about something else. So stay focused on the task at
Right.
hand, which is keeping your soul strengthened. Yeah.
Right. I just made that connection about the trapeze connection, right? It takes total focus to bring in that holding that otherwise everything would fall apart.
Falls down. Yeah. And that's your, inner work right there. That's the energy of your inner work is staying in the zone. Okay, and then from there we feel a little stabilized now, right? We've done all the things, we've pulled in, retreated, and kept that strengthening, and now we can look at the bigger picture. Now we can go outside the cabin and kind of look around and see, what's going on. But looking at the bigger picture doesn't just mean looking at that, what's going on the planet within the snow globe, but beyond that, the universal picture of what's happening. There's a real shift happening with us and, humanity wise.
Mhm.
And if we are um, staying aligned and staying true to what's right for us, that sort of spills off onto others. Others start to, or at least others that are viewing it from our same vantage point, they start to, it starts to become contagious, and that creates a collective strength. And that bigger picture is true. We're shifting into a new reality. And on the ground, it might seem, and it is, very destructive. There's a lot of pain. And trust me, I tap into that pain. It's big right now. And sometimes, devastating so that I feel catatonic sometimes energetically. It's like, but we're on our way to the change. And we can't realize change without that destruction of something because we can't carry it all with us into the new. It's some things have got to be let go. And one of the first things is those burdens on your heart,
Mm.
forgiveness, forgiving yourself for maybe not seeing it till now, forgiving others for their actions that have harmed you and made you, um, you know, um,
Maybe carry resentments.
feel resentments or,
Hmm.
made you feel less than or whatever it
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
Those go. First of all, they're not in this now moment.
They're
Those energies
burdens.
from the past. So being able to start with the clean, fresh, unburdened heart is the way that I describe that forgiveness here, and that's an important step to take to clear our path forward, right? And then I love these last two cards here. I got, you might not know now, but you will. It's like we said, we're on our way to that new reality. We're on our way to a more easeful, more soul aligned experience. We just can't see the end of the road yet, but we're on the road. We're on there and it's there.
Yeah.
So keep going, right? Keep your sights focused on it. I got new vision. It's a new way of seeing things, of seeing your life path, but most importantly, it's a higher perspective. That's the new vision. It's a higher way of seeing it. We don't need to engage with those lower energies. They keep us stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Really working on your soul, getting it shored up, impenetrable, and then moving forward with that strength, with that inner strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And I also, like I was saying in the group too, like as we presence to our grounding and our experience this way that we're talking about, we then create that new vision in our experience, and then it happens from that place,
Yeah.
and then it has an impact on the collective that way. So let's pause and take a moment to be with the impact of the first half of this reading. And I invite everybody just to think about where you are in your journey, where you are in your life, and what you want to bring focus to this month, what you want to bring focus to inspired by this reading. And just take a moment and anchor that as an intention in yourself, in your experience. Maybe take a moment to write it down even. And then let's move into the second part of the reading to complete.
Okay. So to continue those last couple of cards on the last spread, you may not know now, but you will. And then
Mm-hmm.
sights on the new. The first thing we get in response of those cards is the answers you need are coming. They're there.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming through. And as much as it doesn't maybe seem like it or feel like it in this moment, or you can't see it, it's there. And it's being able to bridge that realm between what we know now and what we know is coming. Because
Mm-hmm.
the doubt sets in somewhere between those two, right? We could say, yeah, I know I'm going to get better, but you don't feel it right now. So the doubt is what you bring along the road. Then it obscures the road and then it takes longer to get there, right? So it's
Right.
knowing that we're on our way to better. We always are. We've been evolving for, who knows how long, on this earth, but our souls for sure are just continually always evolving. And then I got choices.
Mm-hmm.
This is important. This is in your world, in your daily life, in your 3D existence. The choices you make determine the clearing of the path that you're heading down, the speed at which you can move down it, the navigation around obstacles. Every choice that you make has an effect on your outcome, on your arrival to where you want to go next.
Mm-hmm.
And choosing to focus on your own soul again, that self-interest card. I say that's the first choice to make is yourself. And then from there, you make choices that enhance your well-being. Is this going to be for my better good? If it's yes, proceed. Is this going to be for the better good of some around me? If it's yes, absolutely proceed, right? If it feels, I'm not sure, then, don't let yourself get out of your integrity and retreat again and rebuild that center. So the choices are just key here. Then I got sacred space, and this is more about that sort of retreat energy, self-interest, but it's also cherishing that quiet energy within you. It's cherishing it. It's knowing that we look for answers outside of ourselves constantly. We all do. That's the human experience, right? If I can think myself through this and put a logical plan ahead, and I'll get there. But sometimes we skip the origin of all is our own internal knowing, our own internal, the core of us, and to cherish that and operate from that then we're making decisions with our mind and brain and collaborating with the right people because we're making the right choices to connect in that way. So
Mm-hmm.
honor that sacred space within you. And I got maturity. And this is kind of, I like this kind of feels like, oh, if you're old and you've lived a path, then you got it. You have the wisdom. No, we all have wisdom that we've gained. First of all, we're born with the wisdom of knowing. We
Mm-hmm.
just erase that sometimes with our human experience, but we know what our path is here on this planet. But the length of time you've been here has nothing to do with it. It's the quality of the experiences you've had and how much you've been paying attention to those and how often you choose not to repeat mistakes. How, oh, I had these repeated mistakes when I was, what, 0 to 20, and I kept choosing this. But then I had this shift, and now I'm starting to choose, more for myself or whatever. That is your wisdom working.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to that. That will carry you through as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got strength. This is the ancient oak spirit. This is your power. This is getting grounded, maybe daily if you can. Earthing, put your bare feet on the earth, or, get a grounding mat or whatever it is. Meditate, get your roots, sunk deep into the energetic earth, and then
Yeah.
connect your cords to the divine strengthened as well. It's that whole from root to head or beyond, actually beyond your crown. Making sure you're strengthened there. If it's an extra meditation practice every day, do that. If it is spending, you know, an extra half hour every night just with in silence and maybe petting your pet and being with your pet, that's a beautiful way to ground. It's so easy to ground when you're connecting to other beings that are living in the moment, right? Different ways of doing that, but whatever it is, do that for yourself, for your own energy,
Mm-hmm.
because it's almost guaranteed we'll have another shakeup soon. And I got that. I got the Thunderbolt. This is like the Tower card in traditional tarot. But this is a lightening of our load. This is letting that crap that's bogging us down fade away. The old ways we saw things, the old perspectives, the
Mm-hmm.
old connections that may have us tethered to the past.
Mm-hmm.
Refresh those, cut that cord, let it go, and start fresh. It doesn't mean you have to end relationships, but refresh them from your new higher perspective,
Allow
right?
them to up level.
Allow them to up level with you. And so that shedding is necessary for us to
Mm-hmm.
pass and untether ourselves from that, and then we get to soar. That I
Love
love
it.
how this came right after that because it feels like this is a last.
Actually, the numbers too, Angela, I've been noticing the first one was 45 and this one is 46.
Oh, yeah, 45. I got 43 too, but 45,
Hmm.
yeah, 46. Yeah, yep. That's and 6 and 4, this is a one. So this is a fresh start. That's a one card. That's beginning again. And after that offloading of energy, we do feel lighter. We can fly. Now we can kind of not only fly, but see the paths that have cleared for us after this release of all this old stuff. Now we can kind of see, oh, there's a path that I didn't even know existed that I can take.
Exactly. Because you can see it from that loftier perspective.
Perspective. And then, of course, the new path is waiting for us to step down. And I got the Fool, as I love to get at the end of readings,
Mhm.
because this is like, yeah, we've been through some stuff, we've realigned, we figured it out, and here we go, fresh start.
Yeah.
It's coming
Yeah. I love
without
it.
knowing, without really, like, where you're headed, but you don't know how you're going to get there and what the path's going to be like, and that's okay. We're eager to meet the unknown.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And find power in that uncertainty, in that unknown. There's power in that, and there's magic in that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, last night I was going to show. I'll get my dog and show you in the video. But last night I was doing this movement exercise, holding my dog, and it was so grounding. And I just did it for like, I don't know, just as I just was doing it like all evening, and it was so grounding. And I kind of want to show it on the video. Let me
Was
grab
she
her.
she was playing along, I'm sure, because
Oh, yeah, she
she's
was.
all energy as well.
Well, she was barking. She was barking because she wanted me to get grounded. And so I was just holding her like this and
Oh,
just dancing to
look at her,
music.
she's asleep. She's
Yeah, this is her.
asleep.
Yeah, I was just holding her like that and just moving to the music. And it was just so grounding to do that with her because her body was so in just polyvagal
It's
flow
important.
relaxation. It
I
was
love that.
so grounding. So, you were saying earlier about being with our animals, and our animals are messengers for us to pay attention to about being in the body and being present to what we need to be present
Direct
to.
to the divine and nature too in general. Any
Yeah,
nature, animals. I say animals, babies, and nature. That energy of that
innocence.
pretty. Yeah, yeah, love
Well,
it.
thank you so much as usual. And I wish everybody a powerful month. See you at the beginning of the month for the well. And Angela's happy hour is this coming Wednesday in the evening, 4:30 Pacific. So you can find her link on groundeddreamers.com to register for that. And then I have a new offering called Being with Uncertainty. Join the conversation. You can find information about that at my website, integralbloom.com. Have an amazing month, everyone.